Hello everyone. I wanted to start this video on just how to remember certain trig formulas with the product to sum formulas. So the product to sum formulas, they can be hard to remember, but I hope that this video helps out a little bit. So there's 4 product to sum formulas, and I claim that all you need to know are your addition and subtraction formulas. So if you don't know them, I'm going to put them over here. So addition and subtraction formulas. There's 4 addition and subtraction formulas, just including sine and cosine, and 4 product to sum, also sine and cosine. So first we have sine of alpha plus beta, or just a plus b. You know, don't fixate on the variables. This could be smiley face and sad face, but I'm going to choose alpha plus beta. So sine of alpha plus beta is sine of alpha cosine of beta plus sine of beta cosine of alpha. The second is sine of alpha minus beta. This is exactly the same, except just like this is negative, we have a negative here. Now we have cosine of alpha plus beta and cosine of alpha minus beta. Just like the others, these are essentially the same, right? They're very, very similar. Oops. Only they're reversed. So if I'm doing a plus, so cosine of alpha plus beta, it's negative. Cosine of alpha minus beta, it's a plus. And that's it. This is all we need to know to get our product to sum formulas. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're just going to add these guys together. So let's do a few of them. So what if we add equation 1 with equation 2? Well, we'll have on the left-hand side sine of alpha plus beta plus sine of alpha minus beta. And on the right-hand side, we have sine alpha cosine beta plus the same thing. So we're going to have 2 sine alpha cosine betas. Here I have sine beta cosine alpha minus that sine beta cosine alpha. So those just cancel. And I'm left with this equation. If I divide both sides by 2, then I think you'll agree I'll have sine of alpha cosine of beta is equal to 1/2 times sine of alpha plus beta plus the sine of alpha minus beta. And that's our first product to sum formula. And now we're just going to do the same thing. Or something similar to the same thing. What if we add, let's see if you can find what I'm doing, right? We're looking here. If I add 1 and 2, I see that these guys cancel, right? If I add 3 and 4, then these 2 are going to cancel. So if I add 3 plus 4, I have cosine of alpha plus beta plus the cosine alpha minus beta on the left-hand side of the equation. On the right-hand side, I'm going to have cosine of alpha cosine beta plus the same thing. So again, I'm going to have 2 cosine alpha cosine beta. And again, these 2 are going to cancel. Negative sine alpha sine beta and a positive sine alpha sine beta are going to cancel when we add. And so now dividing everything by 2, I get our second. I'm going to try to write this bigger. cosine of alpha cosine of beta is equal to 1/2 cosine of alpha plus beta plus the cosine alpha minus beta. Okay, so that's two of them. There's two more. So let's look at this and see what's going to happen. This one's a little, these last two are a little bit less intuitive, but not too bad. So 3 minus 4. What am I going to have? I'll have cosine of alpha plus beta. Again, we're subtracting the fourth equation from the third. So this is going to be minus cosine of alpha minus beta on the left-hand side of the equation. On the right-hand side, I have cosine alpha cosine beta minus the same thing, so those cancel. And then I'll have negative sine alpha sine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. So I have minus 2 sine of alpha sine of beta. So if I just divide out this negative, what's going to happen? I'll have, this one's going to become positive, and this one will become negative, right? So I'll do it in 2 steps. First, let's just divide by 2 like we did before, and I'll leave the negative for a second. And then I'll go ahead and divide everything by a negative, right? And then I'll write that over here. So I have sine alpha sine beta is equal to 1/2. I'm going to distribute the negative inside. So I'll have a negative 1/2. I could leave it there, but I'm going to take the negative and put it in here, right? And it's the same thing. Hopefully it becomes clear what I'm doing. So this is going to be the positive now because I distributed that negative. And now this is negative. Okay, so we're almost done. We just need one more equation. And so if we do equation 2 minus equation 1, and for that one I think I need to clear off a little bit of room. So while I do this, make sure I chose wisely. It is possible that I made the wrong decision. All right, so I said equation 2 minus equation 1. And what am I going to have then? I'll have, so equation 2, sine alpha minus beta minus sine alpha plus beta is equal to, and now I have sine alpha cosine beta minus the same thing, so those cancel. Negative sine beta cos alpha minus the same thing, so I have 2 of those. And now we'll do the same thing we did before. So I'm going to be left with a sine beta cosine of alpha is equal to 1/2, just dividing everything by 2 and distributing that negative. So remember, distributing the negative, this is going to become positive. And then this is now negative. Okay, and so that's how we can rederive our product to some form.